Shout out to the Cows gang. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, and welcome to the show, Victim or Volunteer. What I want y'all to do, grab the nearest couch, sit back, and enjoy the ride.
Well. I never. Man, Cows gang, I'm on here looking on the news, and you have an ex-New York State trooper who staged his own shooting for attention and sympathy. You can't make this up. You have a ex-New York State trooper by the name of Thomas Mascia who just got through pleading not guilty to tampering with evidence, false reporting of a crime, and other misconducts. He has resigned, and now he's arrested and locked up. They won't let me out. Locked up. They won't let me out. Locked up. They won't let me out. You know what I'm talking about? Now, of course, I don't bail now and all that stuff, but this dude claimed that he was shot on a Long Island highway by unknown gunmen. But guess what? The unknown gunman was a dark-skinned male. You can't make this up. A black man did it. See, they think that's the get out of jail free card when they, so-called in the line of duty, Now, this set off a multi-state manhunt, but the reality was this dude done shot himself. He cheddar bobbed himself. What? For those who don't know who Cheddar Bob is, watch 8 Mile featuring Eminem in the movie, and you'll see who that is. But he cheddar bobbed himself and took the gun home. Not only took the gun home, he actually gave it to the parents. He left it in their house. His parents, Dorothy Mascia, who's 55 years old, and Thomas Mascia, that's the senior, who's 62 years old, who was also a former New York Police Department officer, and he was let go because he's a convict. He was charged with 1 count of criminal possession of a firearm because a semi-automatic rifle with illegal modification was found in their bedroom. Now y'all ask, that's it? Because he had a firearm? Nah. Now, February 5th is the next time to go to court. All 3 of them, because the mother was charged, the father was charged, and all 3 of them plead, not guilty, and were released on their own recognizance. Now, check this out. The lawyer for the Mascia family said that Mascia, we talking about back to the state trooper, the young one, Junior, he has been suffering from untreated mental health issues for years. It's funny that when these types get caught up in bullshit that they cause, they always try to use the mental health, mental issues, mental illness, but there's no record of it. Now, it's unfortunate that whoever this make-believe black ghost has been falsely accused of shooting a state trooper. I guarantee you them cops was going for blood trying to find out who did this, because you don't hurt one of their own. They code is blue. And they're hearing a black man getting accused of that. But yet, let me let Clay Davis say it. He said better than me. Shit. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and let the news speak on this.
We are learning so much more tonight about the New York State trooper who claimed he was shot in the leg by a would-be killer on the Southern State Parkway on Long Island last week. Turns out he was not shot by a bad guy. And when the district attorney discovered that they'd suspended the trooper and took away his gun, it also turns out his father was once a New York cop who lost his job. Here's Long Island reporter Shantae Lands.
Shot fired, I'm hit.
It's the radio call causing disturbing controversy.
I think my kneecap's broken. The vehicle was a dark black Charger, fled westbound.
27-year-old New York State Trooper Thomas Mascia told police he was shot in his leg on the Southern State Parkway last week by a distressed driver that he says he was trying to help.
We have reason to believe that the incident did not occur the way it was reported. The search for the Dodge Charger, labeled as a vehicle of interest at the beginning of this investigation, has been canceled.
State police say Trooper Mascia was suspended without pay for violating the department's rules and regulations. A full salute for Trooper Mascia as the 27-year-old was wheeled out of Nassau University Medical Center.
They gave him like the 20-gun salute or the 21-gun salute because he was heroic. He risked his life. But guess what? Let me let Denzel speak on behalf of Malcolm X.
Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok. This is what he does.
Let's continue.
His father, Thomas Mascia Sr., an ousted NYPD cop, according to Newsday, for his involvement in selling drugs, kisses him on the head. Troopers supporting their colleague, now in disbelief.
I'm very disappointed. I think that it overshadows the outstanding and great work that the members of the state police and the state troopers do each and every day in an attempt to keep the public safe.
On Friday, police executed a search warrant at his West Hempstead home that he shares with his parents.
The second time being injured.
Yeah.
You know, he was hurt before. He was hit by a car while he was also working.
Trooper Massia's next-door neighbor, Diane Sharon, says the accident happened in upstate New York. State police confirming the vehicle that allegedly struck him in 2022 was never found. Troopers took Massia's shield, service weapon, and personal guns as part of his suspension. They're now questioning if Mascia could have shot himself.
We are aggressively pursuing all leads and attempting to gather all of the facts.
Investigators say Trooper Massia's mental health is being considered. They'll still have to determine if criminal charges should be filed. In Farmingdale, Shantae Lands, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Now, before we go to the second news clip, let's kind of go back to the father, Thomas Mascia Sr. This convict was accused back in 1992 of buying drugs, selling drugs, and doing everything but be a cop to protect his citizens. So far what we're looking at, like father, like son.
Meanwhile, also developing at this hour, the New York State trooper who said that he was shot during a traffic stop on Long Island has turned himself into police. Prosecutors say Thomas Mascia actually shot himself and then lied about it, and he and his parents are now facing charges. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso is live in Mineola with the developments out of the courtroom today. Jessica.
Bianca, that's right. We have a lot of questions, and we're hoping that the DA answers these questions in the next 30 minutes. She will be hosting a press conference to outline exactly what happened here. But what we do know is that Thomas Mascia Jr. did shoot himself, and now we also know that his parents are caught up in this mess. Now, take a look at this video. This is video of all three being escorted this morning by police. We know that they turned themselves in. They were then taken to district court in Hempstead, where they faced a judge for the first time. Their lawyer entered a non-guilty plea for all three. They are all three now released. According to prosecutors, Thomas Jr. drove to the southern state that October. He emptied 22 caliber shells, then drove to Hempstead Lake Park, where he shot himself in the leg. Authorities say after that, he drove home to drop off the gun. After doing that, he drove back to the southern state, and that's when he made the call, calling for backup, saying that he was just shot by a man who was driving a dark Dodge Charger, that is. There was a manhunt for that shooter that we now know never existed. The gun that was used was found at the foot of the parents' bed. The parents now charged with criminal possession of a firearm. Thomas Jr. has been charged with tampering with evidence, falsifying documents, and official misconduct. Now you're about to hear the back and forth between Thomas Jr. as he walked out of court and his attorney.
Thomas, anything you have to say? Did you shoot yourself that day? Why did you do it?
Can't say anything right now. I'm sorry.
You entered a plea of not guilty for all three of your clients. Is that correct?
Yep.
Now, again, all three have been released. They are due back in court on February 5th. And now we're here in Mineola, where at 12:30 we'll be hearing from the district attorney. I'm sure she'll have more details, because the question now is, Bianca, is why? Why did he shoot himself? That's the latest we have from Mineola. I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News. Back to you inside.
Yeah, the whole thing very concerning, Jessica. Thank you for the update on that. Appreciate it.
So as you see, he turned himself in and came out that he shot himself, and they want to know why. And What was the motive? You know, tension, notoriety, make another black man suffer. There's so many different realms on why he could have did this. But now, you know, like I said, his lawyer want to use the mental health issues and undocumented mental health problems and all that bullshit. You know, all I gotta say is, black men, be careful. You know, because you have cops like this that's willing to sabotage your life and your livelihood to the point where you lose your life because they want to get some attention and get notoriety and get some time off with pay and get the 21 gun salute, you know. But again, you gotta love these convicts. So, Cows Gang, what do y'all think about this whole ordeal? Do you think this is a stain and a black eye on state troopers, especially the one in New York? Do you think that this dude, Thomas Mascia, is a victim of circumstances? Do you think that it's a conspiracy and they trying to set him up? He's actually telling the truth? What do you think? And you already know what I want to know. Is Thomas Mascia a victim or volunteer?
Y'all tell me what y'all think. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Cows Gang, Cows Gang.